So I'd like to introduce Serge Beck, the CEO of Ethereum, to the podcast today. He has a great background in finance and technology, working as a venture capitalist and also working on Wall Street for many years before getting into blockchain. So I'd just like to say hello. Thank you for joining us, Serge.
Thank you for having me, Connor.
Yeah. So, so what was your first experience with blockchain and crypto?
Well, I've been monitoring a space for the last 2 years at least, and looking at how the things are progressing in the space. And literally, we started thinking seriously about it end of 2017 when we started digging into the technology. But in terms of the technology, it's not really new for me personally because I have extensive technical background from the Wall Street. I'm a certified Oracle database administrator under Unix, and I work for the different financial institutions. And I also certified front-end developer. Work with different front-end development languages, JavaScript, Dynamic HTML, Visual Basic, Java, C++, all those languages. So pretty much back-end and the front-end was covered. And blockchain technology is similar of what I've been doing 10 years ago on the Wall Street, but it still has different names to it, but it's pretty much the concept is the same.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Um, so, what is Opthereum for anybody who doesn't know?
Well, we have built a company which basically creates some kind of interesting environment, ecosystem for different financial institutions. It's a B2B company. We're providing the very sophisticated from one end, from another end, very simple integration, um, access to other blockchain companies to utilize our services, as well as the traditional businesses. So Ethereum, if you look at Ethereum and compare it to Microsoft, Ethereum is Microsoft in the blockchain space. Let's put it this way: we kind of a bridge between a digital economy and traditional economy. So Ethereum has a kind of a bridge to different economies.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. So you said like it's like Microsoft for the blockchain space. So you're looking. So that to me that would make me think you're looking at private blockchains. So where did you come up with this initial idea? What sparked the idea?
Well, basically, like I said, I have extensive Wall Street experience. I worked for Bear Stearns company. I worked for Republic National Bank, HSBC Bank as a senior database administrator, Merrill Lynch as a senior architect. So pretty much, I have extensive financial background as well as the technical background. And looking at the blockchain, public blockchains really did not make sense to us to integrate our technology in a public blockchain. So we invented uh, it's a provisional patent, multi-decentralized private blockchains network, and we have created a standard, and we are leaders in this direction. In other words, financial institutions, bank, insurance companies, they are not looking to be on the public blockchain. Obviously, you don't want your a checking account or saving account being published online, and everyone who wants to see it will see it. So that's not going to work for financial institutions. So we come up with the multi decentralization. We provided sophisticated structure, which is protected by patent and trademarks. It's permission based and role based private blockchains network. Our ecosystem consists of array of blockchains. Instead of having just one blockchain, we have array of blockchains. So Ethereum blockchain is being written on, being built on Hyperledger Fabric, and
Okay.
looking at the existing space, existing issues that a blockchain is facing, which is usability, scalability, and speed. Those are the three major things that we have fixed with our technology, with multi-decentralization. Usability, we're using instant conversion and confirmation of any kind of digital assets. scalability, we say larger we become, faster we become. And in terms of the speed, we're doing 100,000 transactions per second, comparing to any blockchains out there right now doing up to 20, 25,000 transactions per second. So by end of 2019, we're looking to be over a million transactions per second. So more companies joining us, they're adding a speed to our ecosystem, to our technology. So
Okay.
I don't want to dip into the details too much to drive everybody crazy, but yeah, that's the 25, that's 35,000 feet view of
Okay.
Ethereum
Okay.
ecosystem.
So you have those goals and targets to achieve high optimized speed and large scalability. But let's say I'm 6 years old and I don't know my right from my left hand. What does it mean? What does a private blockchain mean? Why is it efficient?
Well, it's not just a private blockchain; it's a multi-decentralized private blockchains network. So,
Okay.
like I said, it's an array of blockchains. Um, Private blockchains is basically permission-based blockchain. In other words, if you have three large banks or small banks doing a business together, there's the two options. One option, all three should see any kind of a transaction that they perform. And the second option is two banks wants to have a deal. The third bank doesn't want to see it. Or we don't want the third bank to see the transactions that we're doing between bank one and two. That's not possible to do in private blockchains. It's not possible to do in public blockchains. So in our multi-decentralized private blockchains, there are permissions. We can set up that bank one and bank two can perform a transaction, bank three should not see it. So that kind of a permission-based and role-based blockchain that we're creating, and that's basically usable in financial world.
Okay. Okay. So a 6 year old has to absorb that, but that's
Well,
fine.
first of all, for 6 years old, it's difficult to absorb blockchain technology in general. But yeah, it's difficult to explain. I mean, you can't explain blockchain functionality in one word, pretty much.
You could definitely try, but that's fine. I think
I
I
mean, I
think
can
you
you can basically explain to 6 years old blockchain as a phone book that every house has, that you can allocate any kind of name in the phone book and you can read about it. So that's kind of a public blockchain, but the private blockchain is much more sophisticated.
sure. Okay. All right. So what's been the most challenging thing about running Ethereum?
Challenging time, not enough time. 24/7. There's not enough hours in 24 in the day. That's most challenging.
Okay, no, that's good. That's good. So, you guys, did you guys do a token sale or an equity round? What were you guys doing to raise
Well,
money for this project?
we basically completed our whitelist, and we successfully closed it over 5,000 subscribers. We set up a floor minimum $10,000 investment,
Hmm.
and then we did minimum $1,000 investment. So where the market was going down, we set up this floor, and everybody said, "You guys crazy?" And I said, "We're not crazy. We're just a real company."
Yeah.
And we we have over 5,000 whitelist subscribers, and we postpone our pre-sale and ICO sale for 2019. Hopefully, market is going to come back, and now we're at the a seed level investment stage, and we're pretty much looking for the different options. At this point, we're looking at different options, and we're open to any kind of a proposals to review. In the meantime, we're onboarding clients. We have about 8 contracts to sign January and February. Onboarding real big clients. We already signed a €1 million MVP contract with one of the law firm in Italy. Complete platform is €15 million. So we are working on this particular project, and there's about 8 projects pending as we speak to
Okay.
sign.
So why did you choose a almost like a hybrid model of having equity and tokens? What was the incentive there?
Well, our structure, the token economy, is a hybrid between nodes and utility tokens. So we have 18 nodes for sale that represent 25% of net profit of the company, and we have the utility tokens, which basically being used as utility within ecosystem, because there's the different services in ecosystem that can be paid and will be paid in our tokens. So all the B2B companies that coming on board and connecting to our key recovery service, KYC service, the wallet provider service, internal exchange, all the commissions and all service fees being paid in our OPEX token. So they have to have the OPEX token in their
Okay.
wallet in order to perform these transactions. So that's kind of a hybrid version we were looking at. We're not. I mean, we're not ready for the equity kind of offering at this point, but we're open. We're open to any kind of proposals.
Okay. So, in regards to marketing this to your clients, because you're B2B business, correct? Um, and how do you go about marketing this particular product? Do you have people requesting this product for you, or is it a case where you're showing them an alternative to the legacy options that they have?
Well, basically, I compare Up Theorem to Microsoft. There was a reason why I did that.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, we are onboarding, like I said, traditional businesses. We tokenize them. We bring them on blockchain in our patented technology, multi-decentralized private blockchains network. And in addition to that, we have a white labeling solutions. We have mobile bank white labeling. We have data storage, data vault, which is
Mhm.
multi-decentralized data storage of sensitive information. That's software as a service. We sell licenses for that. And we are working on Bitcracks exchange. We will do the white labeling of the exchanges as well. So in addition to our own products, which Vivex Pay, Data Vault, and Exchange Bitcracks, we're white labeling this product to traditional businesses. So, for
Mhm.
instance, this mobile banking and payment system is very uh, 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 has a high interest from exchanges or any kind of a barter companies, trading companies. They're looking to get tokenization. They're looking for the easy payment solutions. Uh, as we know, the banks are very slow and very expensive at this point. Using and utilizing our payment system and our decentralized structure, it does all instantly, and we're providing to those businesses IBAN accounts, and we're providing to those businesses Visa and Mastercard for their clients, all white
Mhm.
labeled. So those are the financial instruments that we're including in our technology, which makes this particular product very attractive for white labeling.
Okay. Okay. So the comparison of Microsoft was because of the software licensing model that you have. Okay. Makes
Exactly.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. But okay, so if I were to become your new competitor, for example, let's say, what questions should I ask if I'm entering this space of software licensing for blockchain technology?
First, you need to ask a question yourself: whether the product that you are creating is needed, is in demand. So that's the major issue right now. There's a lot of companies out there that are talking about technology, but they don't have a product to offer, and that's the biggest issue. They're talking about speed, they're talking about multi decentralization, all kinds of cool stuff they're talking, but they don't have any product to white label, any product to B2C clients or B2B clients. So the first what you need to ask yourself is whether you are creating something that is useful on a day-to-day basis.
Okay. Okay, that makes 100% sense. Um, okay, so what makes Ethereum successful in this particular niche and others not so successful? So would it just be the case of that they are trying to show a list of products that they don't have, or is it specifically your clients that you've already onboarded? What makes you guys successful in this particular niche?
Well, compare. I don't want to compare our company to any other companies out there, but what we've
Good
done
move.
is, yeah, we pretty much, yeah, we pretty much did the product first before we start talking about technology. We decided to create the product, roll it out to the public to download and have any kind of comments on it, and then we'll start talking about the technology, how we did it. Uh, to be honest with you, we did not have a time to put any kind of documentation behind what we have created, and now it's about 3 months already. We're putting together a documentation on ecosystem that we created and the products that we created that is built on those blockchains. So now we're trying to catch up with the manuals and documentations. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean that's what it is. That's
Okay. So
you
you so
create a
you
product and then you talk about it, not vice versa. Because a lot of companies that did ICO, they they got a lot of money, tons of money, more than they need. And as of right now, they haven't even delivered what they promised.
okay? Fantastic. So you clearly have been through a journey with Ethereum. What are some of the challenges that you faced early on, and how did you beat them?
The challenges is understanding technology in general. And if you remember the TCP/IP to digest for public, it took 30 years to
Sure.
adapt TCP/IP. So I hope the blockchain technology is not going to be that much of time. But yeah, that's the biggest issue. The companies and traditional businesses that do not understand technology, and it takes time to educate them, takes time to explain
Okay.
to them how secure we create our system and how we integrate and how, for instance, for example, banks moving towards the biometric verification to avoid any kind of fraud. But how they
Mhm.
storing this biometric? They're still storing it in database. They still store it in a centralized location. And if the hacker hacks the database, they just grab your biometrics. I mean, you can't
Mhm.
replace your biometrics. What we're offering banks, we're offering Data Vault, which is multi-decentralizing this biometric, chops off into small pieces, and it dilutes into the array of blockchains. So each of our blockchain has different encryption. So imagine it just disappears. It doesn't exist anymore. There's no one central location when hacker can hack and get the A to Z information. It doesn't exist. So that's kind of a decentralization we're offering to financial institutions.
Okay.
It's one
So
of
you're
our
telling me
products.
it's a harder sell because you're trying to convince them that the technology is superior. But we that can be understandable. In new technologies, it's harder to bring them on board. Just like when the internet was created, many
Yeah,
companies
I
didn't
mean
want to start using the
we're
internet,
trying
and then
to
it became a necessity.
we're trying to explain to them that not only on the server side we're decentralizing it, but also on the client side, all these actions happening on the client side, where client encrypts information on the client's computer and sends in little small pieces hashed to a server where it further gets decentralized. So it's sophisticated kind of way, but we're talking to Credit Suisse, we're talking to other banks to adapt our technology, and
Okay.
let's see what happens.
So if you could go back to the beginning, what would you change and why?
Mm, interesting. What would I change and why? I mean, honestly, I would probably, if I go back, I would probably start this company instead of 2018. I would start in 2016,
Okay.
so I can be in a different kind of a position now in terms of a year earlier. So, but I wouldn't change anything honestly. What we've done is we basically I'm proud of everything that we've done in Apterium, and we're just moving. I would say super fast and successful in everything that we're doing. And I'm very happy with the markets that's down right now, and crypto market is down. And that eliminates all kinds of scam projects and leaves the real companies on the radar. So that's basically I'm happy about it, and I wouldn't change anything. Honestly, I would start this company earlier. That's all.
Okay, fantastic. So we've got to the time in the podcast where I ask you some questions now. So I'm going to ask you three questions. All right. So start with the first question. Name your three favorite companies in the space, other than Ethereum, of course. But name your three favorite companies in the space right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can just pick up uh, from different segments, but
Okay.
in the same blockchain space. Well, I would say first favorite company is BitGo. I like this company, the way they structured and the way they are doing things. I like from the security, cybersecurity Hyper, HYPR, hyper.com. You can visit that.
Mhm.
I'm also seed investor in the company, but not because of that, but because the company does great stuff. And yeah, I mean, I like also company beach shares. These folks are doing tremendous job.
Okay.
They're doing
Fantastic.
tremendous job.
So the second question is, what industry do you think will be disrupted by the blockchain the most?
Financial industry,
Okay.
right away.
Fine.
Financial industry is going to the blockchain technology is going to completely change financial industry
Okay. For better or worse?
for a lot better
Fantastic.
for benefit of the users and yeah, and
Okay.
transparency.
Okay. Fantastic. So the final question would be, how would you describe Ethereum to an alien in one sentence?
Synergy of blockchain solutions.
So ET's got to absorb that for a minute and think, but no, it's fantastic. Thank you. So thank you for that, Serge. Thank you for your time. I think I learned a lot about Ethereum from our discussion. I hope everybody listening did too. So what's the best tip for somebody who would like to find out more about the project or yourself? How can we get in touch with you?
You can basically see my profile in LinkedIn, search back, and you can visit Ethereum.io, and you can be part of the Ethereum Club on Telegram. We have over 20,000 community, 20,000 subscribers. So please join our Telegram. Uh, just follow our news. We're doing
Okay.
a lot of joint ventures. I would say on weekly basis now.
Fa- Fantastic. So thank you for your time on the podcast, and I look forward to speaking to you soon and finding out more about what's going on with Ethereum and the multi decentralized blockchain network.
Thank you, Connor. I appreciate it.
Fantastic. Thank you.